Welcome, Bout Betters. Yes, I enunciate the OR while I spell it with ER. It works, and it translates into other contexts as people be bettering all the time. And I'm feeling better from this Omicron. I'm not out of the woods yet, and a few days ago, I felt as good as I do now, and then boom, I was overwhelmed by symptoms again. But I know my audience, and please get vaccinated. Get your booster, protect your family and your community by social distancing and staying healthy. Man, while talking about turning the tables and the line movement, there have been some incremental changes on this card, but not as drastic as the 100% flip in this bout between Muslim Salikhov and Michel Pereira. This has all occurred in one day, and I was too sick to get the content out as Pereira was a great dog at plus 125, but now is at a minus 125 and Muslim is at plus 100. I suggest getting your money line bets early, as I think YouTube cappers and even the Tapology herd are gauging the outcomes and winners of this card fairly accurately. While I don't like Pereira's fight IQ, and while I think his style is a little fight performance oriented, I do respect his athleticism, strength, movement, and striking abilities. Yes, his MMA game seems to be acrobatic capoeira and more for the show and for the cameras. But that being said, he is an improving MMA fighter. I've seen improvements in his game and in terms of his technique. And is that improvement capped yet? I don't think so. Where can this guy go to get to the next level? I think it's just a coaching and a mental thing with him. I try to root for these fighters all the time and hope that they change their styles and get improvement where they can. And even during the fight, they really just don't make adjustments. So let's see how Michel Pereira's fight IQ is going to go, because he's in a tough bout against the master of sport, Muslim Salikhov. And when you're in a master of sport, that shows a lot of intelligence, dedication, and will to overcome thousands of people in Russia. To become a master of sport is not a small statement. Muslim also has already achieved a high mark in his fighting career. He's a multiple Wushu Sandow world champion, which is also no joke. A lifetime ago, I too studied Guigong Wushu, and if you think that Kung Fu is a worthless, non-functional martial art, you're sadly mistaken. Muslim has discipline, technique, speed, and combat awareness. It also helps in retaining energy as well as knowing when to explode at the proper time. Muslim will have a better fight pace. He will not only be the busier fighter, but more accurate. All factors against Pereira, which are beneficial because Pereira only fights at one pace, and he's shown to gas. So let's see if he's made improvements in his game and pacing his energy, because Muslim's going to test all the things that are the best in Michel Pereira's game, and Muslim is the type of fighter that could take advantage of all the negative things that are in Michel's game. So this is going to be, I think, more of a logical fight. I think both these guys have to come in with a game plan. They got to be smart about what they're approaching and how they're going to fight each other, because Muslim will capitalize on Pereira's mistakes, his lack of defense, the showmanship. Muslim's solid. And the problem with Muslim, though, is that same orthodoxy. He's going to be predictable, and Michel Pereira is going to have the athletic reaching, the dynamic advantage against him. So let's see. I mean, because Muslim Salikhov, has he fought a level of fighter like Pereira? Most of Muslim Salikhov's career success has been against Chinese fighters in China. And we saw how well most of the Chinese MMA fighters did last year. Not so good. He also has 2 submission losses in MMA and 7 losses in kickboxing. I think the master sport is in a tough spot here where the line is where it should be. It should be sort of even money. If you're interested in Muslim, I would still hold off on betting him, as there's going to be more money coming in, that casual money coming in on Pereira once they start to see the highlights of Pereira, and I think he's going to get a slight push from the UFC that the line is going to grow on Michel Pereira greater. So it's going to be interesting where you want to place your bet, but if you're interested in Muslim, I probably would jump in on him later at these times, because I think it's going to just grow. I'm going to lean on Pereira in this particular match, purely because of not just the strength of schedule, I think despite being from Dagestan, Muslim's counter grappling is not on par with his countrymen. Yes, he has 100% takedown defense, but Pereira has a grappling game that we've yet to see. And a lot of people don't expect this to become a grappling match. I think we're going to see some grappling here, and it's going to be who dominates that top position or gets in there. I could see this being a club and sub opportunity for Michel Pereira or even Muslim Salikhov. I think it's possible that he could do a club and sub or at least control Pereira on the ground enough to slow Pereira down, wear him down, get to that third round, and eke out a decision. But I think Pereira has a history of submission grappling that we haven't seen. He has some submissions. He has 7 submissions, I believe, in his career. Muslim's lost by submission twice. So might lean on Pereira finishing this by a submission. I haven't seen what that number is yet. It might be a flyer toss out there. I think I'm going to probably back Pereira on the money line if I jump on him soon enough. But my fear is Pereira's fight IQ. I don't trust it. I don't have a lot of faith in him changing his ways. The guy is more show and glory than intelligence, whereas Muslim is going to be slow, steady, and methodical. Let's see who wins this particular bout out. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. How much faith do you have in Pereira, possibly in a submission? Do you think I'm crazy or out of line in this particular context? Well, if you've made it this far, you are a Bout Better. So please comment in the comment section. Stay away from that COVID. Do what you got to do to protect your family. Thanks again for all my supporters.